Hi, I'm Everly. I used to think family was everything until my sister-in-law Vanessa decided my 6-month-old daughter Lily was ready for hard candies. I should have seen the warning signs. They were always there in our conversations. Your baby is so quiet, Vanessa had said during Sunday dinner, just 2 weeks before the incident. Mine were always crying at that age. Lily's just content, I'd replied, bouncing my daughter on my knee. Not all babies are the same. Vanessa had rolled her eyes. You first-time moms always think you've got it all figured out. Just wait until she's older and throwing tantrums. You'll be begging me for advice. My husband Jake had laughed awkwardly. Let's not talk about tantrums. I'm still traumatized from when our nephew went through that phase. I remembered how Vanessa had watched Lily with narrowed eyes. She needs to toughen up. You're coddling her too much. She's an infant, Vanessa, I'd said firmly. She's supposed to be coddled. That conversation should have been my first clue, but nothing prepared me for what happened during our monthly family gathering at Jake's parents' house. I'd left Lily with Jake's mom while I helped set the table. When I returned to the living room, I heard a strange sound, a desperate, choked gasp that made my blood run cold. Lily? I called out, rushing toward the sound. Mom? I found Lily red-faced in her grandmother's arms, struggling to breathe. Without thinking, I grabbed her, turned her over, and delivered back blows like I'd learned in infant CPR class. A small, hard candy shot out onto the carpet. What happened? I demanded, clutching Lily to my chest as she began to wail, the most welcome sound I'd ever heard. My mother-in-law looked horrified. I just stepped into the bathroom for a second. Vanessa was watching her. I looked up to see Vanessa standing in the doorway, arms crossed. What did you give her? I asked, my voice shaking. Just a little candy, Vanessa shrugged. Kids love candy. She's 6 months old, I shouted. She could have died. You're overreacting, Vanessa said with a dismissive wave. My kids had candy way before they turned 1. They were fine. Jake burst into the room. What's going on? I heard shouting. Before I could answer, his mother grabbed his arm. Vanessa gave Lily a hard candy and she started choking. Everly got it out in time, thank goodness. It was just a little treat, Vanessa insisted. Everyone's making such a big deal. A big deal? Jake's voice rose. She could have choked to death. That night, after we'd gotten home and put Lily to bed, my best friend Mia called. I told her what happened. She did what? Mia gasped. Everly, that's serious. Has she apologized? No, I said, anger building as I recounted Vanessa's casual attitude. She thinks I'm being dramatic. This isn't just a mistake, Mia said firmly. She deliberately gave an infant something that could have killed her, and she's not even sorry. Jake's upset too, but he keeps saying we need to keep the peace for the family's sake. Keep the peace? Mia's voice rose. What about keeping Lily safe? If she doesn't see anything wrong with what she did, who knows what she might do next time? You're right, I whispered, a cold determination settling in my chest. This isn't something I can just let go. The next morning, I called my pediatrician, Dr. Chen, and explained what had happened. Everly, I'm glad you called, Dr. Chen said, her voice serious. Giving hard candy to an infant isn't just a mistake. It shows a complete disregard for child safety. Has your sister-in-law watched Lily before? A few times, I admitted, feeling sick. Never alone, though. I'd recommend documenting this incident. If there's a pattern of endangering behavior, you need evidence. After hanging up, I called Jake's mother. Everly, I've been so upset about yesterday, she began. I should never have left the room. It's not your fault, Mom, I assured her. You didn't know Vanessa would do something so dangerous. Has she ever done anything like this before with her own kids or the other grandchildren? There was a long pause. Well, there was that time she let her 4-year-old play with matches because she thought it would teach him about fire safety. And last summer, she left her kids in the car while she went shopping. It was hot out. A stranger called the police. My stomach dropped. Why didn't anyone tell me this before I let her near Lily? We thought she'd learned her lesson, my mother-in-law said quietly. Your father-in-law had a serious talk with her. Did anyone report these incidents? Another pause. No. We handled it within the family. After we hung up, I called Jake at work. Did you know about the matches? And leaving her kids in a hot car? I demanded. Who told you about that? Jake sounded surprised. Your mother. Jake, why didn't you tell me? I didn't think it was relevant. Vanessa has issues with judgment sometimes, but she's still family. Being family doesn't give her the right to endanger our daughter. That evening, I met with my friend Rachel, who works as a family attorney. Honestly, Everly, Rachel said, stirring her coffee. This sounds like a pattern of negligent behavior. The Candy incident might seem isolated, but combined with her history... What should I do? I asked. Document everything. Get written statements from witnesses. Your mother-in-law, Jake. Anyone who saw what happened or knows about previous incidents. Take photos of the Candy if you still have it. Jake won't like this, I murmured. Would he prefer something worse happening next time? Rachel countered. This isn't about family drama. It's about protecting your child. On my way home, I ran into Vanessa's neighbor, Caroline, at the grocery store. I heard about what happened with Lily, she said, lowering her voice. I'm not surprised. Last winter, I found Vanessa's youngest wandering outside without a coat. When I brought him home, she laughed it off. Did you report it? I asked. No, Caroline admitted. I didn't want to cause trouble, but now I'm thinking I should have. It's not too late, I said. I'm gathering information about her behavior pattern. If you're willing to make a statement. Of course, Caroline nodded firmly. Some things are more important than keeping the peace. By the end of the week, I had statements from 5 different people documenting Vanessa's history of endangering children, including her own. I showed everything to Jake. This is serious, he finally admitted. What are you planning to do? First, I said, I'm going to confront her, with witnesses. I arranged to meet Vanessa at my in-laws' house on Saturday afternoon. Jake, his parents, and my friend Mia came as support and witnesses. What's this about? Vanessa demanded as she walked in. Some kind of intervention? Still dramatic about that little Candy incident? Sit down, Vanessa, I said calmly. We need to talk about what happened with Lily and your history of putting children at risk. My history? She laughed sharply. What are you talking about? The matches, Jake's father said quietly. The hot car. The time Tommy was outside in freezing weather. Vanessa's face darkened. You've been talking behind my back? Nice. Real nice. This isn't about talking behind your back, I said, maintaining my composure. It's about a pattern of behavior that puts children in danger. You gave my 6-month-old daughter a hard candy that she couldn't possibly chew. She could have died, Vanessa. She's fine, isn't she? Vanessa snapped. Everyone's acting like I tried to hurt her on purpose. Did you? Jake asked suddenly. You've always been jealous of Everly. You've made comments about her parenting since Lily was born. That's ridiculous. Vanessa stood up. I was trying to be nice. Kids like candy. Not infants, Mia interjected. Every parenting book, pediatrician, and common sense says no hard candy for babies. It's literally on choking hazard labels. So I made a mistake, Vanessa said, her tone shifting to contrite. I'm sorry, okay? I won't do it again. Are you sorry you endangered my daughter? Or sorry you're being confronted? I asked. What do you want from me? Vanessa's voice rose. I said I'm sorry. It was a mistake. We're family. You're supposed to forgive family. Being family doesn't mean I have to let you endanger my child, I replied. And this isn't your first mistake. You have a history of putting children at risk. This is ridiculous, Vanessa turned to her parents. Are you going to let her talk to me like this? Vanessa, her father said heavily, we've covered for you too many times. The incidents with your own children. We should have taken it more seriously. I can't believe this. Vanessa turned back to me, her face contorted with anger. You turned my own parents against me? Over a piece of candy? Over nearly killing my daughter, I corrected her. And apparently this is a part of a pattern. You think you're so perfect, Vanessa hissed, stepping toward me. Little Miss Perfect Mom who does everything right? Step back, Vanessa, Jake warned. Or what? She challenged, moving closer to me. You'll side with her against your own sister? Blood is supposed to be thicker than water. Not when my child's safety is at stake, Jake said firmly. What exactly do you think is going to happen here, Everly? Vanessa crossed her arms. You think my parents will disown me? You think Jake will cut me off? I think, I said evenly, that for once, you need to face consequences for your actions. This isn't about punishing you. It's about making sure you understand the seriousness of what you did. I understand perfectly, Vanessa sneered. You're using this to push me out of the family. You've never liked me. That's not true, I replied. I've tried for years to build a relationship with you, but I draw the line at endangering my child. You've always been jealous of me, Vanessa continued, her voice rising. Of my relationship with Jake, with our parents. You can't stand that I'm their actual family and you're just an in-law. Vanessa, that's enough, my mother-in-law interjected. Everly has been nothing but kind to you. Of course you'd take her side, Vanessa spat. Everyone always does. You'll regret this, Vanessa threatened, pointing her finger in my face. I'll make sure Lily knows what a controlling, paranoid mother she has. I'll make sure everyone in the family knows what you're doing. Are you threatening me? I asked, remaining calm. You bet I am, Vanessa shouted, suddenly lunging forward and grabbing my arm. You think you can turn my family against me? I'll show you what happens when you mess with me. Jake and his father immediately pulled Vanessa away from me. That's assault, Mia said quietly, holding up her phone. And I got it all on video, including the threat. The police arrived within 20 minutes of our call. They took statements from everyone present and reviewed Mia's video. We're taking this seriously, Officer Torres told me as they prepared to leave with Vanessa. The assault is clear on video, and the threat combined with the endangerment of your infant raises significant concerns. Later that week, I sat in the district attorney's office with Rachel beside me. The case is strong, the DA explained. Beyond the assault and threats, we have documented evidence of a pattern of child endangerment. Child Protective Services is also opening an investigation regarding her own children. I never wanted it to come to this, I admitted. But she left me no choice. You did the right thing, Rachel assured me. This isn't about revenge. It's about protection. The court date came quickly. Vanessa had been released on bail, but ordered to stay away from me and Lily. When the judge delivered the verdict, guilty of assault and child endangerment, Vanessa's face remained stony. 2 days after the hearing, she called me. Everly, please, her voice cracked over the phone. I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt Lily. I was jealous of how perfect your family seemed. I made a terrible mistake. You're right, I replied evenly. You made a terrible mistake. Several of them, in fact. Can't we move past this? For the family's sake? I'm getting help now, therapy and parenting classes. The judge ordered it. I'm glad you're getting help, I said. That's important for you and your children. But some things can't be undone, Vanessa. You put my daughter at risk and showed no remorse until faced with consequences. You threatened me and physically attacked me in front of witnesses. But we're family, she pleaded. Doesn't that count for anything? Families should be the people who protect each other, not endanger each other, I told her. I wish you well with your recovery, but I can't have you in Lily's life, or mine. You don't mean that. Vanessa's voice hardened. This is just to punish me. No, Vanessa. This is to protect my daughter, and honestly, to protect myself too. Jake won't stand for this, she tried. He'll never cut off his own sister. Jake was the one who suggested the restraining order, I said quietly. He's seen the pattern now, and he doesn't want to risk Lily's safety either. Mom and Dad will never forgive you for this, she said, a last desperate attempt. They're the ones who provided statements about your previous behavior, I reminded her. They love you, Vanessa, but they don't trust you around the children anymore. That's why they're supporting the supervised visitation with your own kids. A week later, I met Mia, Rachel, and Dr. Chen for coffee. How are you holding up? Dr. Chen asked. Better than expected, I admitted. Jake and his parents have been supportive once they understood the seriousness of the situation. You did something incredibly difficult, Rachel said. Standing up to family is never easy, especially when others want to sweep problems under the rug. I kept thinking about what could have happened if I hadn't walked in when I did, I said, my voice catching. No family relationship is worth my daughter's safety. What happens now? Mia asked. We move forward, I said firmly. Vanessa has supervised visitation with her own children while she completes her court-ordered programs. Jake's parents are seeing a family therapist to work through their feelings about enabling her behavior for so long. And what about you and Jake? Dr. Chen asked. This kind of situation can put strain on a marriage. It's been challenging, I admitted. There were moments when I worried he might choose his sister over us. But seeing her reaction at the confrontation was a turning point for him. He saw her true colors. Mia nodded. Exactly. He told me later that he'd been making excuses for her behavior their whole lives, but he couldn't deny the danger she posed anymore. If anything, this has made our relationship stronger. We're united in protecting our daughter. And you? Dr. Chen asked gently. I'm learning that protecting my child sometimes means making painful choices, I replied. But I'll never regret choosing Lily's safety over keeping the peace. Would you do it all again, knowing how it would end? Mia wondered. I looked at my friends, my real family, and nodded. In a heartbeat. Some things aren't forgivable and some risks aren't worth taking. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time, especially when your child's life is at stake. What would you have done in my shoes? Would you have given someone a second chance after they endangered your child? Or do you think family should always be forgiven no matter what? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.